Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Veronica, known as Data Geek, and today we're building something super cool, an AI-powered analytic dashboard using Python and Streamlit. This dashboard pulls in real sales data, lets you filter it interactively, and even generates smart insights using code. And yes, it's beginner friendly, totally free, and full of clean design tricks, such as little emoji icons, which I will show you how to create with your dashboard. But first, let's take a look at what we're going to be creating. So here you can see it is a local host. You see your filter options here on the side where you're able to click and filter east, north, south, and west. Here's your filter dashboard. It also gives us a little message once the CSV file has successfully uploaded. Then we have a sales data for region East, and every time we select a different region, it changes to North. So it lets you know what selection you're on. So first off, it gives you a table here on top, and it gives you a total sales by product. Then it gives you a breakdown of a visual using a bar chart. So as you can see, if we go back to East, there's milkshakes, tacos, looks like the top sellers, burgers, and donuts. So there's completed sales status, which is payment method, rather it's completed or pending. If we go to North, you'll see there's red for canceled payments. Also on the bottom, it has insights, total sales in the region. This is how much sales it actually made with all these products for North region. So very cool interaction here. You could even zoom in if you want and zoom out. We'll be using Python code inside Visual Studio. And first, let's take a look at our data set. So this is our data set here. So let me zoom in a little more. And again, we're going to go over just kind of like the variables. So there's order ID, there's the region, there's the products, quantity, there's the unit price, customer name, sales rep, payment method, and status, which is completed, pending, or canceled. There's also an order date, there's the month, and then there's the total sales. So I will link this data set in the description below along with the Visual Studio Code and all of their files. So that way you can follow along. So make sure to check out the description below to grab that. Now let's get started. All right, so here I am in my file location. So I'm in my downloads folder. This is where I'm going to store my project. You can store this wherever you like, such as your documents or downloads folder. But in this case, I'm using my downloads folder. I already have my data set here, as you can see. So now I will create a new folder. So I'm going to right click and go to new folder. And I'm going to name this augmented_dashboard. And then enter. So now I have my file. So next I'm going to go ahead and open up Visual Studio so I can open up this file in there. So I opened up Anaconda Navigator. This is what I use for my tools such as Jupyter Notebook. I like to use VS Code. So here is VS Code. So I'm going to launch that. And if you want to know how to download Anaconda Navigator, I will put that link in the description below. I have a video step-by-step how to download this. It's free and very good for beginners to use each of these tools for data analytics. All right, so here I am in VS Code, which is Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to open up a folder. So from here, you can go to Open Folder, click that. All right, so then next you're going to go to your file location where you saved that folder. And in this case, again, it's under my downloads folder. So I'll just click that folder and select folder. So now I have this folder, but it's empty. So we're going to create some files here. All right, so in this folder here, we're going to create two folders. So within this blank, I'm going to right click and put new folder, not file, but new folder. And then it wants the name. So the first one is going to be data, enter. Then again, right click, new folder. And this one is going to be utils, UTILS, enter. Now next we want to create two files. So we created two folders. Now we want two files. And again, it's still within this main folder, augmented folder. So again, we're going to right click and we're going to put new file this time. So click that. And then this file is going to be called app.py, short for app. Enter. And then again, we're going to make sure we're in the augmented dashboard because we don't want to create anything in here. So we click here on the bottom and right click and then a new file again. This one is going to be called requirements. .txt. Enter. Now the requirements, I'm going to just give you this requirements in here for like such as libraries and that such. But for right now, these are our top ones that we need. We need data folder, utils folder, and then the app.py file, and then the requirements.txt file. So it should be just like this so far. Now in our data, what we're going to do is we're going to open up my file location under this downloads. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my data set and I'm going to keep my clicker down, and I'm going to select where it highlights the data. So you can drag it where it highlights certain files, but I want it to highlight the data file because I'm going to drop it in there. Now, once I drop that in there, you can see it here. So now it's in our data file. Now the utils file is empty, but we're going to go ahead and create a folder in there. Make sure that is selected and you're going to right click, new file. So it should be right under that utils folder. And we're going to call this insights.py. Enter. So this is your final folder structure, and it should look just like this. So again, you have your folder and then file, folder, then file, and then file and file within the main folder. So now we're going to go ahead and open up your app.py. So click just by clicking it, and now it's blank. So once I click in here, I'm going to go ahead and paste. So I'll go ahead and click and paste. So now I have my code in here, and I'm going to go over it a little bit with you. You can see we have imported our libraries. We imported Streamlit as ST, and we imported the Pandas as PD. So here we're going to go ahead and do our filter title. So this is our page title, actually filtered sales dashboard layout. So this is our layout. Then we titled it with a filtered sales dashboard. Then we load the data. So we're going to load our data set, and we're calling it DF, and it pulls from data/sales-data.csv, which is here data file /sales_data.csv. So it's pulling that data set there, and we're giving it a shortcut named DF, short for data frame. We'll give it an output, so to let us know once the data set is successfully loaded. So that's our output there. Then we have our region filter. So this is our filter sidebar, which is our header name. And we're filtering the region column. We put an output, choose region, and then it pulls the data set and that column name region. Then it filters data. So it filters that region column, and then also it shows the table, which is the table that we saw in that visual. And then if something goes wrong, it gives an output of something went wrong. Then we did another import. So we're importing more libraries here, which is the plotly.express. Plotly is good library when using charts. And that's where we create our bar chart. So this is our bar chart. That's our subheader, which is our title. And then we do X-axis, Y-axis, and then we do the color. And then we did another import for our subheader AI insights. So as you can see here, I have some little emojis, and to create those, it's pretty cool to do when you do visualizations. It kind of gives it like a little more of a pop out. You can easily do that in Windows or in Mac. So in Windows, you can press the Windows button and the dot. So for example, if I click the Windows button and the dot at the same time, then it gives a little pop-up of these little emojis. You can click on any one of these. You can scroll down and you have other selections as well. So once you do the windows and the dot at the same time, this window will pop up. Now on a Mac, I believe it's pressing Control plus the command plus the space bar. And just click on any emoji and it inserts it directly into your code. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and go to that insights.py file. And here we're going to go ahead and I'm going to copy and paste. And again, I'll have this code for you down in the description below. So again, it starts with import random. That's our library we're using. It pretty much generates an insight. If empty, then return no data available for this region. Then we do top product on the bottom where it does the product and total sales, and then it sums it up for us. Our total sales equals DF, which is our data set name, and our variable name, which is our column name, and then it sums it up for us. Then our average does the same thing, pulls that data sales variable from our data set, and it gives us the mean. And then here's our options, equals, and then total sales in this region, and then it gives us our total sales for total, which is pulling this one here, total sales, and then best seller, which is top products, which is pulling this top product, which is this code here. And then the average order value is average underscore order, which pulls in this mean here. And then it returns it. So that's what that code is. Now, lastly, we're going to go to requirements. So this is just something that I just want to require. So I'm going to copy and paste that in here also. So these are the libraries that are required. So we have Streamlit, Pandas, and Plotly. So I'm going to write a note here. And again, this file will also be included in that zip file I will give you guys. All you have to do is simply run this by simply typing in pip install -r and then requirements.txt. So this is what you'll do in your terminal. So now we have everything we need. Now we can go ahead and run this. And to run this, you click on here on the top left. It says terminal, new terminal. And you type in Python -m space Streamlit run app.py, which is this file here, that app.py here on the left side that we created. We're telling Python to run our file. So we're going to go ahead and hit enter. Right, so you get a pop-up window and it starts running, and then from there it loads up your data set. So here is our dashboard. So filtered sales data. So again, it gives us our output CSV loaded successfully. Here's our sidebar with our drop downs to select each region. We have our sales data for region East, which is selected. And then we have our table here. We have our total sales by product broken down by a visual bar chart. And then on the bottom, AI Insights, bestseller taco. So this is an interactive dashboard. You can even see my cursor when I go over. It gives us the status completed, products, tacos, total sales, burgers. Very cool visualization. So if this dashboard inspired you and you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment if you have any questions. The full code and data sets are available, so check out the link in the description below. And if you want to deploy this online, I've got a video coming up just for that. So make sure to stay tuned. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it, and I will see you on the next video.